hate to say it, Mel, but it might be your team, old air Jim Harbaugh. Your man's getting investigated for sign stealing. I mean, matter of fact, let's take a quick listen.
Well, can you tell us about this investigation?
I think the key thing about this investigation is the separation between legal sign stealing, which happens every week in high school, college, and NFL stadiums around the country, and what's being alleged here, which is an illicit sign stealing, whether that's sign stealing from opposition stadiums going into stadiums of future opponents and stealing their signs, whether that's using videotape. The NCAA and the Big Ten did not release specifics, but there's a clear line of delineation when you have the school confirming an investigation and the Big Ten conference saying that one of its linchpin members is under investigation, that this has been raised to a serious level. And quite frankly, it's bad news for Jim Harbaugh right now, who's already under NCAA investigation. There was a trope that was about a cheeseburger, the recruiting investigation that Michigan was under that cost him a self-imposed 3 games to start the season. This is a lot more than a cheeseburger. This cuts to the core of competition. And the fact that it's been raised to this level and the Big Ten itself has publicized it really brings this to a serious concern at a time when Jim Harbaugh has a national title contender on the field.
Man, talk to us, man. What you thinking, man?
I just find it interesting that Harbaugh has a Nick Saban attitude, but not a Nick Saban track record. That's the part that really gets me.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not doing nothing that probably most of them haven't done or still are doing.
Yeah.
But you don't have that track record to back it up. Where your wins at?
He's like Hillary Clinton, right? Always talking shit like they won everything, but hasn't won nothing.
Right. Pretty much. You know what I'm saying?
Going on every news thing, talking trash about others who have won, trying to be them, but never been them.
I mean, he's been there for a long time and just not beating Ohio State. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And no,
that's good enough for them, right?
It was at one time. To me,
like the last 2 years, it's been bigger than
yeah. Right. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. I agree, and I think that's my biggest thing with Harbaugh. You go back to when he was doing the satellite camps, and people was complaining about him going out there and kind of like stealing recruits from different places, and and they talk about the cheeseburgers. Then he made it seem like it wasn't a big deal, but he knew what he was doing. Mm-hmm. He knew what he was doing, and to me, this proves that he knew he was doing because you seeing more and more stuff coming out. So, I think it's like, you don't have that track record, then, you just stay in your lane. I'm not going to scold him about what he did on that level because I'm sure a lot of them do it. I mean, a long time ago, a guy told me a story, and he used to be a professional bodybuilder. Mm-hmm. And he said the reason why he kind of got out of it because everybody there doing steroids.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't want to really get into doing steroids. So my point to that is saying, like, it's the same thing. It's so much stuff going on in college football that all of them are doing it. Or if not all of them, these majority of them are doing it. Let's say that. It's just that people nitpick when they want to bring it out based on whatever situation going on. We don't like this person because of that or whatever. So it's going on. It's rampant. Mm-hmm. But most of the ones that's doing it, they have a track record. They have wins. They have championships to back it up. Harbaugh don't have that. He don't have the pedigree to be as arrogant as he is. That's just my 2 cents.
I think in college sports and most sports, there's 2 types of people. There's people who get caught cheating, and there's people who don't get caught.
Right. I agree.
It's just a matter of keeping your bed made or being sloppy.
Right.
So that's just the way I look at sports.
So it's like having a family around the corner and nobody knows. You know what I'm saying? Or having a family around the corner, everybody in the neighborhood know. Same thing.
I mean, I wouldn't know nothing about that, but
that means your dad is a good guy. You gotta keep secrets. So
look, man, it's sometimes when there's a lot of it may not seem like nothing, cheeseburger or not,
right?
It's just the fact that there's another little fire. There's another fire.
Mm-hmm.
It don't matter how big it is. It's just the fact that we saw some smoke. Now we're starting to see fires.
I remind that coach at Michigan.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It depends on what comes out of this, man. He's beloved in Michigan. His family is beloved in Michigan. So it'll take a lot to kind of really get him out of there. Harbaugh's a rock star in Michigan.
Enough of these fires.
I'm saying it depends how big this becomes and how big they make it. Let me say that. How big the national media and the NCAA make it.
Well, let's look at it this way. The fact that it's getting investigated because they think it's that severe when it's talking about the line of competitiveness.
Yeah.
I mean, does it not make you have a certain portrayal of a person? I have a certain portrayal about Bill Belichick because of what he did. I have a certain portrayal of Tom Brady for what he did. He was involved in it.
Right. Oh, I thought you were talking about leaving his family, but go ahead.
Well, hey, whatever. But I'm saying, like, it's when you start seeing the line of competitive and it starts getting tampered with, as in you're deliberately going out of your way to get an advantage, cheating, pretty much. Let's just call it what it is. That's why I will never have respect for Josh McDaniels, because he was cheating. He was part of the cheat in New England. He did it in Denver on his own. So it's when people do certain things like that it taints things with me. It taints your portrayal of a certain person for me.
I understand that. And I guess my thing is this. It's not the only incident you hear that of a coach doing that, whether it be college or NFL. To me, there's probably a culture of that going on, and he just got caught.
Or somebody got caught and they're snitching on him. Either way.
Oh, that too. Yeah, that too.
Because more times than not, if somebody got caught that works under him, under the person, and they instead of them catching all the heat, let me get some of this a big majority. Hey man, hey, you want the big fish, don't you?
Right. Let me tell you what Harbaugh doing.
You don't want little minnow me. I'm little Nemo.
Right.
You want the Moby Dick.
Right. Oh, easy. Easy, buddy, easy.
Metaphorically, you want the Moby Dick.
Can you say whale? Can you just say whale? Just leave it at that. We're from prostates to dick. I mean, how do we get there?
Hey, it's Men's Wellness Month. I don't know. But
that sounds more like Gay Men Wellness Month the way it's going. Say it.
Hey man, end of the day.
Shout out to my gay people. No offense.
Yeah,
I get down. We don't want no smoke.
Yeah, I was about to say, don't get.
We don't want no smoke. We want no smoke.
Hey.
Now, I see your face, Nick. I know you. I see your face, Nick. Don't do it.
Hey, one love.
I'm sure you'll see most of them tonight at the
bar. Yes, being your wingman.
But I mean, it's you look at these situations and like look, at some point in time, is things are going to come out. And I'm gonna say this: at some point in time, I wouldn't be surprised when some stuff about Saban starts coming out, because hey, what's the old saying? Birds of a feather flock together. There's no way that him and Belichick being the best of buddies like that, and Belichick is getting caught in the NFL, and all the investigators that they got top-notch investigators. They find stuff before it even happens. So you can't tell me that there's no way that Nick is squeaky clean.
Man, Belichick using Nick's equipment.
I don't even leave the house.
There's no way you can tell me that Saban's squeaky clean.
I'm getting straight.
Well, I mean, we already know you're a little dirtbag. They ain't got that was, whatever it is. That's something that is already understood. They need to be mentioned.
So I've been documented.
But yeah, man, it's a crazy scenario. We'll see what happens. But let me ask you this, Mel. Obviously, being a fan of Michigan,
right?
If he's found guilty of it, and do you think there's a possible way of him getting fired and had to move on?
It depends on how the story goes. You know, because sometimes stories come out and you're able to sweep them under the rug. You know, it depends on how much juice gets behind the story. Because that's all. I think that's how Michigan is gonna roll with it. I think if they make a big public deal out of it, and the NCAA keep pushing real hard for it, then they'll get rid of them. But if it's just like one of the things that come up, everything comes out, and you kind of don't hear about it that much anymore, they'll probably do like something to save face. Oh, we're gonna suspend him for 3 or 4 games, that kind of thing, and bring him back. You know,
and if y'all got to keep suspending the dude, man, fire his ass, dog. What are we talking about?
Man, Michigan, man, I tell you, Michigan has there's a lot of money up there, a lot.
I understand that part.
They will roll, you know, what they can to keep them up. They got enough juice. Let me say that Michigan, especially in the Big Ten, they got a lot of juice in the Big Ten.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is
they're the one who keeping Notre Dame from joining.
And I hear you, but what I'm saying is it goes back to what you're saying. All this trouble, all these little fires, and you ain't got the cachet with the record to back up to go with the cachet.
And that's another thing too. If they get to the point where Michigan wins a national championship and it doesn't,
I think we're all right.
Anyway,
I think we're all right.
To the point,
don't worry about that.
Anyway, if they get to the point where Michigan wins a national championship, then I think that this is going to run.
Really think that's going to happen anytime soon?
Look, to me, I don't care what none of y'all say. No team to me in college right now really looks that strong. Georgia don't even look that strong. They don't. They don't look like the Georgia last year. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Georgia does not look that strong.
Because you're playing cupcakes.
No, Nick. I don't just watch who they play. I watch how they play, what they're doing. I watch all of that.
Steamrolling their opponents.
Okay, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. If Georgia was playing Mercer and they barely beat Mercer, right? And then they play an SEC team and barely beat them, and Michigan plays, or you say cupcake teams, and they steamrolling them, to me, that looks like that team is actually looking better, especially the way Michigan played the last couple of years. I'm not just looking at this year, that year. I'm talking about like when they played cupcake teams before, they was barely beating them. And then when they got to Ohio State, they got up for that game because of a rivalry game. And I said, and I even said those years, like, I'm not too sure about how Michigan looked. And what happened? They got to TCU, got blown out. The year before that, got to Georgia, got blown out. Well, this year, they doing what teams that are supposed to be good does.
Against very weak opponents.
Okay. You know what?
You have to end that, though.
I said that. That's what I'm saying. It's like
they're doing what
I just find it funny. I just find it funny with people like you and other people. You know, I understand when we talk about the Lions, we talk about Detroit sports, they haven't been great. But then when people try to speak about Detroit sports, and then first they want to say is, well, y'all did this and this is what they did, and this they put the schedule together. That's how the schedule is. I'm talking about no, let me finish. Because you always try to talk over me. Let me finish. My point is, I'm not just looking at those things. I acknowledge they play cupcake teams, but they steamrolling compared to what they did before. So to me, it looks like they look better than what they have. I look at the talent they have. I look at the block. I look at all that. Then I'm looking at Georgia. Even Georgia last year or the year before that, when they played cupcake team, they was killing them. When they got an SEC, they was killing them. This year, they don't look the same. That's all I'm saying.
And
so
that Brock Bowers injury looks that doesn't.
Yeah, to that too. I'm going to talk about in general.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't talk about Georgia and not acknowledge the fact that you don't know
Brock Bowers plays a part into that too. He does. I acknowledge that. My point is that I think that everybody in that top 5, maybe top 6, has a chance this year compared to what they did like last year, the year before last. I was like, it's gonna be Georgia, maybe. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that Michigan's a for sure winner gonna win it, but I think this is one of the years they have a chance to win it because of all those factors. That's all I'm saying. You keep bringing up they play cupcake teams. I acknowledge that. I'm just saying, at least give me what I'm saying, acknowledge what I'm saying as a point. You know, don't just shit on what I'm saying.
what I was saying was they have been annihilating opponents, but they've been cupcake teams. I'm just adding to what you said.
Okay.
They haven't been tested yet. They haven't had a quality opponent.
Right. And I'm agreeing with all that.
Just lost to Rutgers, so Michigan State isn't what they have been in the past.
Right.
A decade ago when they were strong with the dominant Kirk Cousins at quarterback. They're not that team anymore.
Oh shit!
Hey, I love how you try to.
Yeah. Throw that in, did you? Yeah, throw that in, did you?
But no. Being real with it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, they're playing better. Their quarterback is playing better than a Michigan quarterback has played in a very long time.
Right.
We've always known they got the offensive line, they got the run game, they got a stout defense. But I'm curious to see. Like, I know Ohio State's on the schedule. Is Penn State on the schedule this year or no?
I'm not 100% sure. I have to look. I know Penn State play Ohio State Saturday.
Yeah, I know they play. Big Ten, Michigan.
But to both of you guys' points, which you
go ahead.
Great points. I think it's more fair to say that it's so much parity this year in college football that a lot of these teams is really hard to separate 1 through 5 right now. When